Hey, Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor and best-selling author, and we are here to talk about the stock market. Today, I want to compare two companies, kind of do one of those old school versus episodes that we used to do a lot of, and y'all haven't asked me to compare no companies, so I haven't done it. And now we are. But the question was, what do I think of Ally? And because we've been talking a lot about financial companies the last few days, I decided to say, look, well, Ally is not the only company that I like and that I'm interested in learning more about. There is another company, and they're really like five or six. But let's take two, let's compare them, and let's see which one that we think could end up being the best or better for the next 6 months to a year. The companies are Ally Financial, that is ticker symbol ALLY. That's cool, Ally. And then we've got Goldman Sachs. Now, these two companies wouldn't necessarily say on polar opposites. They're actually two companies that started off on opposite sides and are moving closer to the middle in some regards. Why do I say that? Ally was a company that is relatively new, and they are consumer banks. So, home loans and mortgages, savings accounts. They just launched, when I say just launched in the last 2 years or so, an investing app. Now, I'm not on that one yet. I got a lot of apps, so there you go. I just haven't gotten around to that one. And I don't know many people are on it who have asked me enough questions for me to get on it. But that's aside from the case. The point of me bringing that up is that they have what I like, which is I call it the company stack. Most textbooks will tell you kind of call it vertical integration or even an ecosystem, which is good because you can keep one customer and kind of circulate them around the rest of your products, keep them as a good, loyal customer. For example, if I got my savings account there, I might get my checking account there. If I got that and I'm looking for a house, I might get a home loan, right? If I've got all that, I might as well just sit here and go ahead and invest my money and really keep everything going. So the fact that they started to expand a lot more is something I like about Ally, and it's something that I think is good for that company. And again, I've already laid out the case for why I think financial companies, bank stocks, are going to be good anyway. So all the stars are aligning for a company like Ally if you are an investor and looking into this space. On the other end of the spectrum, again, we had consumer, really nice, fun, friendly Ally, which makes sense based on the name. You've got what is considered by some the Darth Vader. And I have not watched the Star Wars movie. Please don't come at me in the comments. Actually, do come at me in the comments. I haven't seen a single Star Wars movie ever in my life. I have not gotten around to it. Anyway, Darth Vader, which is just my perception from pop culture, is kind of what Goldman Sachs is perceived to be. And a lot of those stories are real. The thing, though, is, well, whereas Ally is really consumer focused, Goldman Sachs had a different sort of business, at least for the time being. They're doing mergers and acquisitions. They're taking companies public. They are an investment bank at its core, or at least it used to be, because now they've launched Marcus, which is a consumer-focused bank. They also pay pretty decent rates, and it is becoming more of a competitor to most financial banks, to most banks, but particularly in Ally. American Express has a bank as well. That's out there, but they're really putting a lot of money behind Marcus, which is their bank. They're also looking to launch a different type of investing app as well. I forget the name of that one, but I just saw a commercial about it the other day. So again, stepping more into the space of where someone like an Ally is, or a lot of the other companies that we like to invest on, including a Robinhood. Not necessarily Coinbase yet, but they did put out some news about developing some things and allowing their clients to buy cryptocurrencies as well. So what used to be just a bank for the big boys when it comes to mergers and acquisitions and taking companies public, they have moved more to the retail sector. To my knowledge, they're not offering mortgages or anything like that just yet, but that's on the table. Technically, that would be on the table. You got savings accounts. Maybe they'll move into checking. They're already moving more into investing a little bit. We'll see where they're going to go. They also have a lot of their wealth management stuff for clients that have $250 million or more, where those are like the super advisors. My clients only had 250,000. I thought that was a lot. But they have the super advisors and super advisory and wealth management teams. I did an interview with them, and that's a different type of money. But anyway, they do have all of that stuff there. So they're somewhat on different sides, but they're kind of moving in the middle, with both of them adding retail, which is us, retail investing platforms for people to invest in. Now, here's the thing. While these companies are somewhat diametrically opposed, and I'm going to pull up a chart here real quick. Hopefully during this video, maybe there'll be a chart that pops up on the screen somewhere. If you don't see it, I didn't figure out how to do it, but I did try. Just letting y'all know that now. But let me see if I can pull this up real quick. That way I can be as accurate as I can be. So hopefully you see a screenshot of Yahoo Finance. If not, go to your favorite investing app and we can look at this together. But even though these companies are, again, somewhat diametrically opposed and in different types of businesses, the performance is really similar. Generally similar, in the right ballpark. So over the last 6 months, Goldman Sachs is actually up 16% compared to just 12.2% for Ally. That's just a 4% difference. That's not that big of a deal if you ask me. However, if I move things back and go to a year, then we're looking at 90% growth for Ally compared to just 85% for Goldman Sachs. So again, that same 5.5%, it ain't that much difference between the two. I don't think you can go wrong, but any part of what you break down, you're going to see a lot of the same things. The biggest difference is who they focus on as their primary consumer. The primary consumer for Ally is all in the consumer space. People like me, people like you. Goldman Sachs is flipped, where their majority client is high net worth. It's large companies. It's taking a lot of these companies public. That's where they make the majority of their money, and they're looking to grow in the space that Ally is in. So the real question is, which one of these business lines, which one of these areas do you think has more room to grow? Is it the consumer banking side, or is it the large corporate side of things? Who has more space? Who has more room to run? The stocks are almost, not exactly, but almost mirror images of each other, and it's a real coin flip because I don't know. I cannot tell you with confidence which one I think has the better runway for the future. Are there going to be more companies going public in 2022 than what there were now, or in 2023? I don't know. I don't know what that schedule looks like. I have no earthly clue. Could Goldman Sachs snap up more consumers? Is there a thirst for regular people to really become Goldman Sachs clients through their platform, Marcus? Is that a thing, or are more people more apt to go to something like Ally, which is known for its friendly brand and known for amazing customer service? I don't know. And when the performance is this close, you really gotta flip a coin to really tell the difference. But if you had to hold my feet to the fire, and I had to pick, taking my emotions out of it and taking, the pictures out of it, saying like this one's friendly, this one's not, taking all that stuff out of it, I would probably have to go with Goldman Sachs. Only, and this is just a tiebreaker, the only reason is because they've been around a lot longer. That's really it. They have stood the test of time. That does not mean that their record is absolutely clean. We know what happened in 2008. We know who got the blame for that. Some of that went to Goldman. But again, taking my emotions out of it, that one's just been around longer. That's really it. I also know from a talent perspective, where what are considered to be the best financial minds tend to go to Goldman Sachs. They may not stay long. They might get burned out. They might come, go there 3 to 4 years and be out. However, that is where people tend to go. And when you usually collect a lot of high value talent, you tend to do well as a company. Now we can talk about the treatment of employees. That's a whole different conversation for another day. But I'm thinking, and Goldman Sachs is not Google, but when you think about Google, you think about Apple, all the places that people want to work, they get a lot of that good talent. They create great products, the company's profitable, and the stock price is reflected in that, you might be able to say the same thing with a Goldman. So when I look at that factor, which is not quantitative, not really, and I look at the factor of the fact that they've just been around longer, I gotta side with Goldman. But you can't go wrong either way, which is a good place to be. I'll look at the 5-year chart because, again, rarely do you get companies that are so close. Where I prefer was like, I'll just pick this one because this is an obvious choice, but they're really close. So give me 1 second as I look at the 5-year chart, and I will probably screenshot that one as well. So if I look at 5 years, that's when things really diverge, where you have 174% growth for LI compared to 125% for Goldman. So that's when you really start to see the split. Now, why am I not taking the 5-year and just say go with Ally? Because I can't take the last 5 years and predict the next 5 years. One, we don't have any data to prove that that's the case, but also we can only make short-term judgments because the market can change so quickly. What happened in September of this year is very different than what was happening in February. And that was 7 months. So saying 5 years is completely different. We don't know whether these businesses are going to move. So again, it's a coin flip. You're not going to go wrong in either way. If you pick Ally, I ain't mad at you. You pick Goldman Sachs, I also ain't mad at you. I think you're going to be fine in either case. I do think the other case for Goldman is just that they are a bit more diversified, where right now everything Ally is consumer focused, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Goldman has like its corporate focus. They have a little bit of consumer in terms of the new things they're trying to do, but also their wealth management business is also primarily consumer. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they have not index funds. They sell like mutual funds and ETFs too, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. I don't know if they still do it, but at least they used to. So they have a little bit more diversity in terms of where they can get their money from, which might be a little helpful for them as well. So that's what I'm going with Goldman. Again, ain't no bad choices. Ain't no bad choices between these two. But let me know what you think in the comments. Which one would you go for and why? Or is there some other financial company, particularly a bank, because I know Square and PayPal are going to be thrown out there, which, I mean, they count, but not really in this particular context. So which bank, which actual bank are you thinking about, if any, and which one would you pick out of these two? All right, that is it for me. I'll talk to you guys later.